Welcome back. We are joined by Alex Garcia from the American Red Cross Texas Gulf Coast region. All right, Alex, thank you so much for being with us. I heard you came all the way from Corpus Christi, so
yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, thank you for coming. So let's get right into it.
Yes,
during the winter season, we see a hike in home fires. So how can we prevent this from happening?
Well, basically education. You know, you've got to have preliminary discussions with your family about, number one is the safety protocols. What happens to the fire? You really only have 2 minutes to get out of the house. So you have those emergency discussions with your family. Say, when you get out of the house, quickly, and where are you going to meet? And make sure you have access to those exit points.
Okay, and how can families safely heat their homes this season?
Well, you know, space heaters is a huge issue, especially in our communities today. And so the main thing is when you use a space heater, first of all, don't plug it to an extension cord. Make sure it's plugged directly into the wall, number one. Number two is make sure it's on level ground. It's not sitting on carpet, it's not sitting close to any type of material that could be flammable. And the other thing is to remember is that when you leave a room, turn it off. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to create a situation that could take somebody's life, one of your loved ones.
No, absolutely. And what would you say is the most common cause that causes house fires?
Usually, at this time, about 55% of the times, people start using space heaters, and that's what we are seeing. That, and then so many people want to warm their home with their gas stoves on and walk away, and fires can occur that way.
And what are some common mistakes besides these, you know, do people just like leave them on and it just overheats? Is that what causes
so many
it?
times people say, you know, I'm just going to walk out, and they get distracted and they forget that they left something on the stove, number one. Or at night, they leave it on. There's carbon monoxide issues, and if they don't have smoke alarms, that actually will alert them that there's carbon monoxide. That, you know, that's a silent killer that could kill you. So you have to be cautious with that. Sometimes people want to use generators, and they want to put them in their garages or in the back of their homes, and that will give off those gases that you really can't have. So a lot of those things are, but the space heaters, especially in this time, on the older homes, become an issue. So we just want to be sure that everybody's prepared.
Gotcha. And you mentioned carbon monoxide, right?
Yes,
and people do call it that silent killer.
Yes.
Can you inform us a little bit more about that? Because, you know, that is just goes very under the rug.
Yeah, and what happens is, you know, that gas fumes get into the home, and then they really affect you. They kind of make you a little bit drowsier, and before you know, you're actually inhaling that carbon monoxide, and that could cause a serious disease and then sometimes death.
Gotcha. And so in order to prevent, what would you say are your top 3 rules so this winter season to prevent these fires?
Number, be prepared. Have the discussions about an exit plan of your home.
Be prepared, exit plan.
Exactly. Make absolutely sure that if you're going to use a space heater, make sure that you've followed all the safety checklists. And just be aware, educate yourself that should there be a winter storm, as we had several years ago, is that you know where to go, where to meet, and what to take with you. And we usually take 3 days worth of food and water, and make sure you're about 7 days worth of prescriptions, just in case you have to leave your home.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for being here.
Us.
I appreciate your time. Now, thank you for your time. Thank you guys, viewers. Now, with the holiday season right around the corner, you might be wondering where the local cheer may be. Well, the answer lies in Cuero. We have more on that up next.